What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoky review, we're going to be taking a look at the Hguc RX-78-2 prototype close combat mobile suit. It's the revived Grandpa. Yay! Now, for those who would like to argue, this was not actually the first revive kit, which is kind of funny. Because if I remember correctly, we've had this argument before when I did the revive gun cannon. So the gun cannon was first, or the Gyan was first. One of those was the first revive, and then this guy came along. Eventually, if it was after the gun cannon, it totally makes sense because the gun cannon was first. Then, anyway, so there goes some beautiful artwork, all kind of cool and stuff like that. You got Bandai 2015 down here, normal Bandai logo over there, all the things, original Gundam logo there. Now, before I get into it too far, I did buy this guy just because it was gonna be one of the options for the build off with Rodimus 13. Unfortunately, we picked the other Gundam thing first instead. So, you know, it is what it is. So I needed to find another purpose for this guy. And I did. I was going to use this as a kit bash base. And then it turns out that this was not the one I wanted for the kit bash base. It's hard to say. We're going to be looking at that next time. So I originally did a dry build, like just straight out of the box build, no anything done to him. And then once I figured out I wasn't going to use this one, I went ahead and did stuff to him. So let's continue looking at the box real quick. I just wanted to get that explanation out of the way. So if we come down here, we do get obligatory rear and front shot. And some stuff right in there. You got action, different poses, all the things. Recreating the box art right there. Hey, look, that comes with a hand. I'm going to pull this a little closer and then adjust things. Much better. And there you got gimmicks. Got body can do things and arms can do things. And hey, I bet that's the final shooting pose. And then you got weapons right there. It comes with all the standard Gundam gear. And come over here, Universal Century, number 191, BandaiHobby.net. Oh, it's got the gold label on it. I don't know or care. And then it got the yellow square, if you guys remember what the squares mean. And you got RX-78-2 Gundam prototype mobile suit. You got its designation and its height 18 meters, 43.4 tons, 60 tons with the full loadout, 60mm cannon, beam saber, things like that. And if you look right there, you've got Gundam, you've got gun cannon, you've got gun tank. We never got a revived gun tank. I wonder why. And then we got white base. Yay, story of original Gundam. Hey, you got 3-year-olds right there. Revived Gundams hurt 3-year-olds' faces. Please keep it away. And you got a little guy with toilet. PSPE. 1,000 yen. Super cheap kit. $10 thereabouts. Should be. It's almost nothing to it. And we got illustration by Morishita Naochika. Pretty much one of my favorite artists. And of course, you know, the focus is ridiculous. So we'll go back there. Doesn't matter. Out of focus. Still upside down. You know how we do. No build montage for this guy. Because it's just a quickie build. Honestly, I knocked it out super fast. Like an hour. Because I wasn't planning on doing anything with it. So let's go ahead and get to it. Look how out of focus that was. Alright guys, so here we have Grandpa Revive out here, and he's looking very old school, realistically. And think about the early Revive stuff. There's not a lot of details, because it is a redo of like the original kit, but with modern tech, and that's good. It's very good. So very minimal panel lines and stuff like that. And that's one of the things I was talking about realistically when I said that I was putting off doing any kind of detail work. So because I was planning on doing custom stuff to this guy and painting and all the stuff like that, that I did not even panel line him or use any of the stickers. Mind you, had very, very minimal stickers. Mostly just left up to the eye sticker, the crotch sticker, and then the cameras. So that was pretty much it. So I didn't use any of those initially, but then when I figured out, once again, I was not going to use this guy, I went ahead and knocked him out and did the panel lines and stuff like that. And you can see just all over some panel line goodness. The hard part is when a panel line is also a seam line, you kind of have a a little bit of a weakness there. But overall, he does look nice. He's kind of an off-white. It looks a little bit whiter on here because I had the exposure cranked up. But it's not quite space white, but kind of at the same time. It's a little bit weird. For once, I did not actually split the crotch piece here. And you can see here, I did use the sticker on there. He does have a molded V-fin in there. I just did not bother to do much with that. Hold on, let me see if I can. It does feel like it's off a bit, if I'm honest. Yep, it's off by just a little bit, but it's there. But overall, he does look nice. Here, let's zoom in on the head real quick. Actually, let me scooch up, and then we'll zoom in on his head. So zoom in on the head there, and you've got nice yellow eyes, because original Grandpa had yellow eyes. He's got his nice little Vulcans and stuff like that, and still has the safety nubs. I just didn't feel like it. It's a super thin V-fin. A little bit scary. It is a double ball joint like we're normally used to. He does do turkey neck, and head does rotate all the way around. Full on Exorcist and Confused Dog tiltage. And the beam sabers are just sort of set back here and incredibly annoying, if I'm honest, because they like to tilt forward. The shoulders have the polycap joint that can butterfly upwards so that he can really, like, and shrug. So I don't know if I like having a butterfly joint forward or a butterfly joint up better. I guess it just depends, because it is just a ball joint shoulder, nothing fancy like some of the newer stuff, and the arm itself is just hinged inside the shoulder armor here, so that can do that number. And if you crank it up and then tilt the head, obviously you shouldn't really have the head if I'm honest, but he can do a final shooting style pose. This is probably going to be more like that. You know how it does. Maybe that'll be a thumbnail. We'll see what happens. It does have bicep rotation, which is super tight. So is this joint. They're actually very, very tight. It does have a double jointed elbow, but it's only really good for that amount of squeezage. So that's that. And just ball joint mounted wrist, which is just inset in a little polycap. So nothing fancy, just a normal stuff there. He can do a little bit of an ab crunch. He's got an interesting hinge here, so it's like a polycap in here set on a thingy, and then it just hinges in and out and can, I thought it could tilt. It can't. Okay, so rotating, you can do that at the waist. He does run into the butt though. We've got side skirts, as we normally expect, but he can only really go so far before the skirts start popping off. So that's about as good of a Jean-Claude as he's going to get, though you can kick up the front skirts, as we've already seen. And he can do one heck of a chorus line. And he can do a super deep knee bend, kick himself in the backpack. It's always a good thing. Does rotate at the thigh, which is a little bit different because we don't have like the curved hip joint there, but it is a nice universal, so we like that. He does have the shimmy, the shimmy, like so, and come down here, and it is a hinge joint there, just moves back and forth like so, and then a ball joint with a I think it has a rocker, could be wrong. I think it's just a ball joint down there in the ankle, so he can sort of get an A stance. Nothing super wide, but he can do that. Once again, the beam sabers are super annoying and like to tilt forward and make my life a beast of a bother. So like that. So yeah, I love the beam sabers on there just for effect. But he's nice. He's not terrible. I mean, you come to the backpack is, not annoying. The thrusters don't really move. They're not hinged in any way. Not a whole lot going on. I do like how the yellow bits insert from the back on the back side and they insert from the front on the front side. That's actually pretty neat. And then, of course, he would normally have a little panel here covering up his little bootay, but actually he used the part that's going there. So it is what it is. Oh, and nice thrusters molded in the bottom of the feet. So, and on a different day, I'd probably paint those. But today, I did not. I didn't actually build this thing today. I built it a couple weeks ago. But you get my point, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, so let's talk about some of the toys this guy comes with. We have the beam sabers already there, and we have beam saber blades like you do, and they do function, though this one it just proved exactly what I was about to say. So that one does tend to come apart on me. It needs a little bit of glue, but you can do that, and he is already holding onto his holding hands, so he can do that. And he can just whack people with his energy stick. Set that off to the side. I'll leave just the one hanging out there. I am Gundam. Yes, you are. He does come with some expressive hands, like so. Those are always a nice touch, especially you can just yoink that off of there, put that one on there, and now he's like, but why? But why did that happen? Really? You're gonna drop a colony like this? Anyways. And to go on that same left arm, you do get his standard shield of shieldiness. And you got the nice star, nice multi-layer construction, star, red part, that part, hinge that goes on the back. So you get nice molded bits here, and you get all the nice panel lines on the back that you can make a mess out of if you want to. You don't have to. He does have this part, but I don't really dig using that, so we just plug it into the polycap hole on the arm, and now he's got his great shield of shieldiness. I mean, what else you gotta do? Anyways. Alright, so now we come to his Gundam beam rifle, which is, exactly as it should be. And he does have a trigger holding hand that sandwiches around that. There's no reason to ever take it off, if I'm totally honest. He does have the scope that does move around there. It isn't molded in nice yellow plastic. Forgot the panel line. It doesn't really matter. And you got the knot handle that sticks out the side like that. I mean, technically you can use it as a handle, I guess. Maybe in the series you use it as a handle, I guess. But I don't use it as a handle, so it's just there to look cool. Now you can Gundamize things. I'm a Gundam. I don't know if you know what a Gundam is, but I am it. Like so. Scooch all the little stuff out of the way that I can't see. And he does come with his bazooka of death, destruction, and anti-zeonic stuff. He does have this little clippy that I just have stuck on here that won't come off now. And that does go on the buttocks. It does plug in the one way like that. And once again, you can just demonstrate that he does plug that onto the butt. And up until recently, that's exactly where that was. Now, I'm sure there's probably something that goes right here that allows me to plug other things onto the backpack. I don't know where that part is. I looked in the box prior to this. I did not find said part.
Actually, you can plug the shield back there, stupid.
Now, this one you don't have to use the trigger finger for. Not in particular anyways. Put that front skirt back down. Where is my... this hand right here? I dropped it. I can't find it. There it is. Camera's always in the way of doing things, guys. So you can just clip it into the hand, like so. And then you can pretend he can actually effectively hold this. I love pretending that he can actually hold it. He doesn't do a terrible job of holding it, if I'm honest. So if you crank up the elbow a little bit, that doesn't work at all. So you really want to extend the arm out, run into the beam saber if at all possible. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to run into the beam saber, but then you can have him bazooka-ing whatever you want to bazooka. As a verb, you can bazooka things. And this thing does hinge in and out like so, but then you tend to pop off the arm. So you only really want to hinge it in and out and bazooka things so far. I mean, you can just do what you need to do, but it's a good bazooka for what it is. Let's see here. Let's just rest that like right there. Kind of. I honestly hate messing with bazookas. I almost have nothing holding a bazooka in my entire collection, but for now, he just looks neat holding that. But I'm going to swap back out for the gun. Put this beam saber back in like that, because now we're going to compare. We're going to compare, guys. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. We're just going to compare him to some other fun stuff. So, let's compare him to our friend from last time. with the Gubbin Gundam, the not RX-78-2, which I'm not gonna lie, in comparison, I didn't know it was that much taller. That is so much ridiculousness. I just kicked over the thing with my foot again that I keep kicking over, and I keep annoying myself. And because we're just comparing to other RX-78s, there's our local type, which you can see is much closer in actual size to that kit. So it's not 100% based off the Revive, but it's very similar. A lot of those things all kind of roll together. Same thing with like the ground type, Jim, and stuff like that. It all kind of started with this guy's engineering and then went upward. I mean, he's even got similar style swing up arms and things like that. So this guy started a lot of technologies that have rolled even into these future kits. So, I mean, overall, yeah, it is a good Gundam. It is a good Gundam. So, we'll be right back from the break with final thoughts. Alright guys, so you knew how we were going to end this, right? The final shot of the final shot. Yeah, so realistically, the Revived Gundam, it's a very nice kit. I mean, at this point, it's a little outdated. It's about 4 years old, but it's still got a lot of good to it. All the joints are very nicely done. It doesn't have as much bend as some of the newer stuff does, which is still fine. Details are there. I mean, it's not over the top. It's still simplified like the original Gundam was, even in the animation model. The only couple things that I would say kind of suck. I believe this part here is actually red on the crotch here with the V-fin, so if you want, leave out the sticker, just paint the V-fin yellow. Try to match it up as best you can. The beam sabers, the way they sit in the backpack annoys me, but that's about one of the only faults I can give it. I mean, it's a good kit, all in all. I mean, and you can totally get the final shot pose, no problem. I mean, that was just kind of a thing. It was going to be a good base for what I needed it for, but now that I've changed up my mind, and realize I need to get something else, it'll be perfectly okay to leave him on the shelf, because he'll go good with the rest of my Hguc Gundam kits. But guys, if you built this thing, let me know what your experiences are. You kind of want them to do another version of the Revive down the line, some other kind of aspects. Just let me know. Next time, I am going to be looking at another version of the Gundam, technically speaking, which has a bit more detail and stuff that, as a kid, that I bought, the thing I bought this for originally, or was going to use it for, and changed my mind. That's what we'll be looking at next time. So, until then, of course, stick around. Hit that thumbs up button with the black thumbnail. Hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. And, of course, if you want to help support everything that we do here, especially on the second channel, which is not monetized, by all means, go check out the Patreon right here on the screen. You can be like John Thomas and Megan and help support the channel. And, of course, if you want to, you can totally get some Shoky shirts or Shoky gear, because there should be beanies in there somewhere. I've yet to see them in the store, which is bothering me because I paid money for that, and I haven't even seen it. They're up. So, but by all means, guys, I'll catch you on the next review. Remember, as always, to keep on building.